Hey everybody, and welcome back to Steve's Music Room. Today we're doing a request which was emailed over last week for a song called My Back Pages. And it's one of those songs that nobody knows the title to, and yet it's one of the most famous songs of our generation. First done by Bob Dylan, of course, then recorded by the Byrds and several other amazing artists. As usual, I'm going to give you the chords, then we'll do the lead. And what I'm doing is I'm mirroring something which you'll be able to find on YouTube, which is the 30th anniversary Bob Dylan concert, which featured a version of this song with Roger McGuinn, Tom Petty, Neil Young, George Harrison, and of course Bob Dylan himself, and amazing lead guitar licks by both Clapton and by Neil Young. So I'm going to run through the chords relatively quickly so we can get right to the leads. The chords are pretty simple. The timing is a pain in the neck, but the chords themselves are not hard at all. There's only a handful of chords. All right, let's see. We're going to start on an E. Here's our chords: E, C sharp minor, G sharp minor, A to a B. E, C sharp minor, G sharp minor, A, B. For the chorus, we're going to go C sharp minor to G sharp minor, A again to the B, and then the tail end hook goes E to the A to the E, A to a B, and back to the E. So I'm going to give you a quick run through. You can make some notes. The chords are widely available on the internet if you just do a search for My Back Pages, but I'll give you the rhythm and we'll just run it through at speed. For this part in between verses, I'm just sustaining that E with my pinky on the second fret of the G string. Okay, now I've recorded that in advance on the loop pedal. I think I've recorded it using my 12 string to try and mimic the McGuinn sound. And now we're going to move over to the electric guitar, and we're going to pull in the Clapton lead lick. This is done in E Dorian, which I tend to think of as C sharp pentatonic. But then again, I'm not a music theory guy, as you know. And Clapton plays it up here. He starts on the G string on fret 16, slides to 18, B string 17, 19, and then a bend. Now I'm down to the E string on frets 16, 17, 19. So that's where Clapton plays it. You'll see when I do the Neil Young part, it's done quite a bit differently. So let's see if we can cram this into 5 minutes. I know it's a lot to cover. Okay, that's the Clapton part. The Neil Young part is played much differently because Neil only plays a handful of notes and is using a lot of open string on those notes. So now I'm going to do the Neil Young section. When we play with Neil techniques, it's very common that we're playing on the B string, but letting the E string ring open. And that works phenomenally well in songs like this that are written in the E anyway. So it doesn't really matter where you're playing it, as long as you're creating that, that heavy distortion. It'd be nicer if I had a 54 Les Paul Black Beauty with a Bigsby whammy bar on it, but we'll do the best we can. Let's give that one more shot. Now back to Clapton. Phew, that's a lot to cover in 10 minutes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and play around with it. Again, I'm not a note-for-note guy. It's more a matter of trying to get the feel of the song and work within the parameters that the artists are doing. Because you'll know Clapton, Neil Young, all these guys will never play the same song the same way twice anyway. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you on the next tune. Keep those requests coming. Love to see your comments. Thanks, guys.